get this going. Looking like a pretty nice plane path as well. Don't expect there to be too many issues with teams getting to where they need to go. We'll once again go back to that Battle of Pachinki just because it's always fun to watch, but not going to have, I think, a huge impact on the standings here today. Neither Guns nor Ghost, I think, had the weekend they were hoping for here, only separated by a single point. But I think the story after all this for those two teams is which one will come out on top.
As of right now, I believe the tally is a 1-1. I think it's dead even when it comes to the kings of Pachinki, and we saw it all happen yesterday. We saw, I believe, was Game 1, Ghost, they came out on top. Game 5, Guns came out on top, and when I say coming out on top, I mean you get the 4 kills, right? But you only have a solo alive, so are you really coming out on top? Maybe that's up for debate, but today, 3 more Erangel matches. They got a lot of games to kind of settle that score.
They do indeed. We'll definitely be keeping an eye on that. And of course, an eye on those teams up there at the top. The top 3 in particular. But Nextria Gaming is definitely still in the mix. And even, I think, theoretically, if 19E had one of the biggest days of their lives, they could potentially change things up here. And I did see some chatter in the chat as well yesterday when I was watching things back from Carnage. Looks like this might actually be the longer form 19 esports roster, so we'll keep an eye on that as we're keeping an eye on the fight breaking out as Ghost Gaming drawing first blood. Dave, that's exactly what they're going for.
Already see HH with the double barrel shotgun. That thing is just a slugger up close and personal. Specs swapping on over. Picking up the Uzi. Hamoudi on the outskirts, already chunked down pretty low, but guess what? Hamoudi's got a grenade. Has something to say to Spec. Spec in that reload. Hamoudi repositioning, almost losing their life, but look at this. Spec hot on the case, caught off guard by Freak.
Ooh. He got baited in. Beautiful team play from Guns to trade this one back, but Ghost still having the advantage here, and they are now well and truly pissed. Hamoudi is going to get pinched, assuming he gets found. Does have the shotgun, though. Trying to go around the corner. The revival come through on the outside as well. Oh, Hamoudi not quite able to find the shot, but the revive did end up coming out, which means there's 2 more players they've got to work their way through, but they do get spotted on the outside. Freak is going to drop Bale with no HP. Bale, a huge misstep.
2v2, but in this situation, Ghosts have the health. They got the health. They're dealing with that one. But let's see, though. Jumping out. HH! There we go. Double barrel to the dome to seal the deal. That was getting awfully close. Coming down to HH. Tenso was traded in the process, but they will be able to get those pickups. Losing 1, but gaining 4 points. And once again, making that score 2-1. For that Pachinki fight.
I didn't realize, we're just a casual team deathmatch here. Just a pure 4v4, old school arena shooter in PUBG Mobile. Watching these 2 teams fight at the beginning of every single one of these Erangels has made this so much more entertaining. I'm going to be honest. Oftentimes we see, slower early games on this map. We sometimes don't even see a kill till the 12, 15 minute mark. But getting these 2 teams battling it out every single time is just an absolute blast.
It always gives you something to look forward to on Erangel. Get that popcorn ready, put that butter on there, get your favorite beverage, and just sit back, relax. And you know that the first 3 minutes of every Erangel match, there's going to be something. There's going to be something. So 2 more games to go when we look at the map of Erangel. Right now, as we said, the score 2-1 for that Pachinki fight. But that was that. That was that. Ghost. That's what they needed, though. We were kind of theory crafting yesterday. I believe you brought up a great point that if they could do this on the remainder of the Erangel games, they have the potential to really make a climb on that overall leaderboard.
Yeah, it was something like an additional 24 points over 2 days, assuming they won it every single time. And then that's on top of whatever score they get. Of course, losing 1 player may reduce their chances of getting that much further into the late games. There's obviously a trade-off there. It's not just a pure additive, but at the same time, it's still something interesting to note. Taking these early fights, if you feel confident that you can take them, can add a lot to that overall scoreline. As we see teams rotating up now, he has Naya dead center of this next circle. Chivas, who started off so hot on that day number 1 on Erangel, slowed down a little bit, Dave.
Yeah, Chivas, such an interesting kind of play styles we've been seeing from that squad in particular. representing Mexico, because I was trying to look at the numbers, look at those stats, and if I'm not mistaken, they're like the second behind RTG when we're looking at teams who survive in the blue and travel. So they got like two completely different play styles that they really have been implementing here. They've been playing that center a lot. They've been playing that edge a lot. And I believe it's just depending on where the circles go, of course, and the planes drop them. But Chivas, like you said, dead center. Yes, Naya, they got the city all to themselves right now. And we saw yesterday, didn't game one, yes, Naya finish? Yeah, so if they could get that here today, Chivas looking pretty good already.
That would be solid for them. They're sort of just outside of that range of what we would consider possible to make it into that #1 spot. But top 3, I mean, look, we had a team put up 100 points yesterday. Nothing is impossible. As we're taking a look at 2 more teams we've had our eyes on in Clash, and Team Queso off in the distance. Team Queso, I think, not having the performance they were looking for this weekend. But Clash, a team that I didn't know a ton about coming into this, have performed pretty solid overall.
Coming out hot from France, and they have been doing some work. And I know yesterday we were kind of joking a little bit. Team Queso, they're like just YOLO sending it compound after compound, and it really didn't work out yesterday, right? But with the recent news we saw today, $6 million coming at the end of the year, or the beginning of the year, I guess you could say, for PMGC. For me, obviously, it's a huge day for charities, right? That's the main focus here today. But when we're talking about teams in particular, I'm looking at it like they're walking away from this with experience and knowledge on that global scale that will definitely help prepare them for those PMGC games.
I just talk about that, Dave, because it's so important. As we're seeing a potential scrap breakout here. Stebby will certainly end up getting knocked. As Marshall, with that scar, able to line it all up. RTG in a pretty good spot. This is where they like to sit here on this map when they're unsure of whether this circle is going to shift north or south of the river. And they're doing a great job of being able to catch out some of these teams on the rotation. UDR Killers, of course, having this compound to work with. RTG opting for more of the soft cover and, frankly, a little bit more ease of use on this hilltop. Gives them a lot more options when it comes to repositioning.
Yeah, and you know, kind of just doubling back to that experience and knowledge that all these teams are gaining here today. RTG, they have been super consistent with just showing up to late game with the entire squad alive. Like, prime example, I talked to a lot of people, a lot of players, and one thing that they're always telling me that they want to work on is just surviving for that late game. Like, that's like, if I had to rank it, that's like the top three thing that teams definitely try to work on every single tournament. RTG, they got that box checked off.
It's incredible. I mean, we always talk about it. Oh, Acer, he's fine. We always talk about how, your chances of winning the game increase exponentially if you've got all 4 players there. But there's no better practical example than this. And you talk about experience. It's not only the experience of competing up against other good teams. It's not only the experience of being able to experience the metas from different regions, but it's also the fact that we, the fans, get to see all these different teams competing when we normally wouldn't get to. So it's a win for us, it's a win for the players, and it's a win for these charities that we're donating to. So it's absolutely fantastic. Just seeing the circle continue to shift towards the east, Dave. These teams that are in their cars, they got to keep on driving.
And this circle going to be a win for Shiva, still in Yasnaya, while other squads, Destiny, Alpha, Godsent, all going to be rotating up there towards the north. We've seen Alpha very comfortable with zones like this. We've seen them before kind of rotate into that Stalber area. Fortunate for them, there's a crate waiting for them. And on the complete opposite ends, I guess Team Onyx, we've also seen this all 3 days. Extremely comfortable rotating in late from the blue. So it's gonna be an interesting game 1.
And I think it's interesting because RTG have shown they can do both of these kind of strategies. We've seen them do the long loot out in the blue, come in late. We've also seen them push in an early set. The fact that they can do both, I think, is super impressive. If you're watching, like, how do we execute on some of these different strats, definitely something to look towards here. But I also have to talk about Kunita Power. They're another squad that has been really, really impressive. Just a great all-rounder. Definitely be keeping an eye on them on this rotation as they come up from the south, as well as Yasnaya. Dave, you talked about it, how it was empty. Not empty anymore.
Not anymore. And Konina Power, they got 2 players in the top 5 when we're looking at kills and damage. Bashe, around 5K total damage. Nomi, almost 6K total damage out of all 15 games. So we're talking some powerhouse players. Konina Power, they got it. They got it.
Quickly pulling up a calculator. Let's do some math. Oh, that's 400 damage points a game.
Easy.
No big deal.
Easy.
Okay. Oh my goodness. That is 4 kill. That is 4 people. Oh my. Okay. Well, that's kind of scary good, Dave, if I'm being honest. That's absolutely. How do you, if you're another one of the teams in the lobby, how do you contend with that? Do you just avoid fighting them at all costs? Or do you just try and put yourself in such a good positional advantage that you can just try and double team and take the win?
Well, if we're talking numbers still, the only team, looking at the numbers that can really contest that will be Alpha7, because they also have 2 players when we look at the top 5 killers, top 5 damage. So if those 2 teams could constantly clash with each other, that will open up the scoreboard for the rest of the lobby. But we don't tend to see that because we see Alpha, they like to play edge, and Konina Power kind of like to play that off center. So that chance, pretty low.
Yeah, it's not like 19 Esports and Ghost that seem to run into each other every chance they get. But speaking of Konina Power,
got him.
Okay, got him. Delhop is down. Rahad has been another one of these teams that, my goodness, they have really showed up. Had some pop-off moments. I think Rahad's issue is consistency of anything here. They've had some really, really impressive games, some really impressive moments, but unfortunately, situations like this where players get caught out has made it so that they're not able to chain these together game over game.
Yeah, coming into these games representing Egypt, and they're that mid-pack, but I agree with you. We've seen a lot of times, especially early game, their rotations, they always lose one member. And that always, it's hard to watch because that sets you back so far when we looked at mid to late game. Just that extra player on the squad. It could be a fragger, it could be a support player just gathering intel. Like, it's so crucial if you're really searching for these chicken dinners. And fortunate for them, they will get the next circle. They are on the edge, but they're looking to reposition.
And it's such a, it comes back to that Sandhawk game. They had all 4 players alive in that compound. It came down to Munir, that last player on the flank, able to get the chicken dinner for them. That last player makes such a difference. That's why we're going to keep harping on it today as we get down towards the end, watching these top teams, seeing if they can keep all these players alive, because that is going to make all the difference if they are going to be our champions here. So taking a look at Destiny as well. Destiny, they are one of these teams. They're in 6th place. Like, they're doing well. But my goodness, that day 1 performance, Dave, if they could repeat that here, oh boy, what a way to finish out the tournament.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people kind of set them high on that pedestal because of their day 1 performance. Like, they were just dominating. And then since that point in time, they've just slowly been just slipping down that leaderboard. But they're still within reach, 6th place, 5 games to go here today. They could do it. They could definitely claim back some more spots, some more cash money for their desired charity. And today's the day. They're going to be awfully close to Alpha. But a lot of teams right now, the main focus, this southern part of the map. A lot of teams all stacked on top of each other here.
Are indeed. Wow, Locanos, a literal firing line. What is that? All just lined right up, DP in hand. So we can see another fight breaking out. Of course it is North America, 19 Esports and Ghost Gaming. Sam drops. HH24 is going to join them, but the question is, can they get the revive? Xenox is really high up, and Tensa will be able to stick this. It started as a 3v4, now equaled out to a 3v3. Does 19 Esports want to take this? That is the question. They are dead center, Dave. If they are able to win this fight, this would be a huge power position for them.
That's a fact, and they do have 2 members up there on the high ground who will be able to kind of peek over there, but we'll get back to that. RTG making a pull-up on Shivas.
Interesting play here from RTG. Nice nade coming in, though not quite going to connect. As RTG getting down Fran early. That's a huge deal here for Chivas. Fran is always the last one standing for the squad. Incredible fragger. They're going to have to work without them here. So we can see Senkei on the outside, not wanting to overextend though. Can hear the footsteps, can hear the rotations. The nades come in, trying to leverage these angles as Chivas trying to take this back into 2v4.
Yeah, Jacup, I was looking at the stats. Jacup died the most from grenades out of the entirety of this event. So hopefully that's not going to be the case here as Jacup's trying to toss out some grenades. Nitto on the roof kind of baiting this one out. Jacup definitely has the potential to play spoiler here in this situation.
Oh, but taking some damage from a grenade, but doing some as well. Carry Boy is going to fall. Nito's going to try and confirm this. El Chapo is here, holding the angle. It is being primed. How well is it going to be? Oh no, the pop out! Absolutely huge play from Chapo. The footsteps baited him. Wasn't sure where he was going to be. Now Jacup's got to play a completely different game, Dave. It's not about getting revenge. It's not about trying to level the score. It's about trying to survive.
What do you expect? It's El Chapo, you know, just pop around that corner. Can't expect it. And Jacup able to pop into the vehicle and just send it. Just send it because the next zone does go up. Team Onyx up there clashing with Alpha in the north. Team Queso still kind of pinned down for the time being between Loca Nostra, Konina Power, and Rahad.
We're seeing Daddy going on that off angle. Zero surprise there. You can see him. You can see him. There you go, Alicio. Finding the angle onto that Team Queso player. Both of these teams are incredibly split, Dave. This isn't as much a team fight as it is a bar fight. This is a scrap.
It's, hey, good luck out there. Try to survive. We'll see you in the next zone. And if you can, get some kill points underneath your belt. Will trying to toss these grenades, trying to take out Nitsu. We've seen in the past, Nitsu, one of those players from the squad that can clutch it out. But currently stuck in the bathroom. Pre-fires through that doorway. One grenade. That could be it. There we go. Loca Nostra taking out the duo right here from Team Queso.
Nice little play there. And Ayala is now the last one standing. Looking down at the remains of where his team once stood. This is the action we were looking for. Is up north. Onyx is getting into a bit of a scrap as well, as Alpha7 is looking to take over the entire northern part of the circle. 19E still fighting it out in the mid, but Konina Power getting caught out. Gonzo, a big misplay there from him, getting into the vehicle. And on that slope, Dave, that acceleration is not going super fast. RTG catch them out here. This could be huge. These are the teams up at the top.
Yeah, we saw this multiple times yesterday. Like, just players getting unlucky vehicle rotations up the hill, getting stuck. So RTG out there in the blue, all popping in their vehicles. Konina Power doing the same thing, but Ayala looking for that revenge play right now. Danny, cooking it. You need to toss it eventually, Danny. Oh, he tossed it right in time. Team Queso, done and dusted.
World's deadliest game of hot potato. Oh my goodness. Danny, nerves of steel on that one. A little bit of style points as we are seeing RTG. Marshall going down to the play zone as well. That's a big deal. Konina Power actually doing a great job of fighting back. They were able to rotate on up, taking additional fights. RTG opted going around. Both of these top teams still in play right here. I was expecting maybe a bit more of a fight from them, but both opting to reposition as Loca Nostra's the next one up on the menu for Nomi, going around with the UMP and just making it look easy.
I'm looking at this. Fashe coming into today, the top kill leader in the lobby. Nomi not too far behind that. Nomi, you can tell Nomi wants to even that with their squad mate over here and maybe take that position from them, as Fashe was tagged out there in the process. RTG still alive, using these smokes for the time being, but they got bigger fish to fry, aka Destiny.
Destiny up there on the high ground, a big piece of positional advantage for them. RTG not in a great spot here on the edge. These teams don't mind playing it at this point, just the way this terrain all works. We've got these ruins in the center. The teams are starting to, or ruins in the north, I should say, not centered up. It's centered up on 19 Esports, still getting that day 4 circle luck. We'll see what they're able to make of it, as now every single squad has got to try and make this pile in, Dave. This is going to be chaotic.
Yeah, it's going to be Onyx and Clash up here just trying to take each other out so that they don't get backstabbed on their reapproach to the next circle shift. Alpha, they were here. They saw the circle shift. They're like, see you guys later. We'll catch you in the zone. We'll gatekeep you for sure. That you guys fight for these scraps out here, as like Clash already losing one in the process. They're going to be popping their vehicles, looking to make a play, but Destiny down the hill. It's going to be a challenge.
Destiny doing a good job of gatekeeping a lot of these teams on the eastern side, but Clash coming in from the north could disrupt this a little bit, as Konina Power is making the final send with their last 2 players. I believe it's only 2 still for them. And honestly, no real surprise here, Dave. I always feel like Konina Power, They find themselves with 2 players, but it literally doesn't make a difference. They are just as terrifying with 2 as it seems like as they are with 4. Taking shots towards RTG now. Getting a kill here would be absolutely massive. Chapo goes down. Oh no, completely caught out. Completely evening the playing field. This is massive. And just like that, RTG are down and out.
And that's definitely like one of the pros if you are a Konina Power fan. They make just as much noise as a duo as they would with the squad. Like, they're always posturing out, making sure to take shots, making sure that nobody pushes on them for free. You love to see it from Konina Power. And talking about that, they picked up Fashe. Fashe still clocking in, putting in the work, getting those knocks.
They said, Dave, 3 points is not nearly enough. We need a much bigger lead than this. We need to decide where this charity money is going. And you'll love to see it here as this duo is continuing to be a threat on this southeast side of the circle. But there's still quite a few teams left up and alive. And it's not done yet by any means. Mafios looking to get involved as well. Got that bolty to try and do some work.
Press, too. So that thing is ultra silent. Destiny kind of get pinned down by, we saw Konina Power and also Alpha, so maybe it's going to be a real risk for them to continue to survive. Not only that, there's a couple solos right in front of them. Yeah, there goes Beast, and there goes the squad.
I mean, these two players together are just absolutely terrifying. Their communication as well. The second one player spots it, their team shooting like it's nothing. But Alpha7, Dave, we haven't talked about them a whole lot. They've come through the quieter, well, slightly, comparatively quieter portion through the north, but they have wiped out every single other team in their path, and they are primed to take this over. 19E and Ghost are still in the middle. The Battle of North America has not slowed, but Europe is about to join the party, and let's bring in Brazil to boot.
Come. Trying to take some shots. Nomi caught off guard, trying to cook in a grenade and toss that bad boy over the hill. Scup able to secure a point for Shivas.
This is big here. This is big. If you can keep, out of the top 8 for Konina Power, that's pretty big for them. RTG, that's what they're looking for here to try and deny as many points as possible. Because Konina Power already has 8 kill points. Are you kidding me? As Alpha7 up there at the top, only with 2, but the only squad with all 4 players alive.
See a lot of teams on the edge right now, and 19E, they've been in those warehouses for some time on the hill, but before we get to that, Alpha starting to crank up that heat here. They got sick of playing the edge to the north. They look to rotate down there to the west side, and now they're going to start to play those zone sweepers and rack up those kill points.
Not only that, it's on the teams they need to, taking out Nextria Gaming in 4th. Konina Power, the first place team, just eliminated as well. So if you're Alpha7, you're all smiles right now because you're in a prime opportunity to take down all of these teams in front of you. As Destiny trying to make the last ditch send will get caught out fresh, the last one standing. But oh my goodness, Dave, it all comes down to this final compound. We've seen final circles here before, and they are always epic.
Yeah, Fresh just able to make it right in time, has a nice position when we're looking at placement points. Nobody's up there towards the north end. They might opt to play passive. Right in front of them, though, or right between them, 19E, Ghost. They've been next to each other for some time, but Ghost, they're going to be forced to push up this hill right now because the zone's going to start to close here very shortly.
It is indeed. And that nade goes in now.
Oh, baby.
Oh, my goodness. HH24 not slowing down. 5 kills already in the pockets of Ghosts. Only 1 additional one, though, since that opening knock. But oh, my. Once they get the beat on where those players are, those nades, they don't miss. 19E, I think, is aware that Destiny's behind them, though. So they're just going to chill in this compound for now, unless they're forced to move. And Dave, we'll find out soon.
Got him, HH.
Oh, my.
Got him. Oh, HH. You give HH the double barrel shotgun early game, get some kills, get that momentum. But down the hill, Alpha, we talked about them. The zone sweepers took out Godsent.
Absolutely huge, and I'm not sure a single player did end up going down, except that one did, but it was Beowulf. Senatexa, I think, did end up dropping, but name a scarier combo than Carrillo with a Groza. I don't think one necessarily exists as Alpha7. Dave, you can already tell they're coming into this server angry. They can taste first place. They are going aggressive. This is the Brazilian PUBG mobile that we know and love.
They want it. We'll see if they can get it. HH going to be over here. Just trying to scout it out. Alpha, it'll be a tough push. I don't even know if they can walk up that elevated terrain. So yeah, they're gonna be forced to pull back just a little bit, rotate right back to where they came from. But that was a success. They took out Godsent, got a couple kill points, and now gonna come down to who can snake it the best, remain undetected. 19E though, still in that warehouse. Big concern for me if you want Alpha7 or Ghost Gaming to win this game. Big concern.
They've got that few pieces of hard cover there. Fresh is still in the back though, and Fresh could very much play spoiler. I don't hate this decision at all. I think from Alpha7, I think it's the right one to try and play up from around this high ground position instead, because the way these buildings work, they're actually going to offer them some cover from 19E and from Ghost, who are going to have to crest this ridge like we're seeing right now. Ghost is crashing into 19 Esports. Xenox is on the outside. Grenades are coming in, smokes to try and leverage a little bit of positional advantage and offer some cover from the potential crossfire. And it's all about listening for the footsteps, Dave, trying to identify where exactly these opponents are.
And a very smart molly right there from 19E. They saw the smokes. They were predicting a push, the entrance. They threw a molly, and they denied it. They denied the breach, at least from that end, forcing Ghost to go on the opposite end of the warehouse that might expose them to Alpha. So that was like a big brain play right there for me.
Absolutely. But Ghost, in order to try and alleviate this, is going to move the vehicles around to build a wall for themselves to work with. If you don't have cover in the form of a building, make cover. Bring it with you. As Alpha7 playing this slow and steady, no team here, Dave, wants to be the one to make the first mistake.
Yeah, Alpha could just straight chill right now. Let Ghost, let 19E, let them fight it out. And if you see an enemy, maybe third party, maybe take some shots. Xenox, the double knock grenade.
Absolutely massive pokes around. Bayo's there, but he's in his own smoke. He's in his own smoke. He can't necessarily see it. At this point, he's just going to try and survive and hope that Alpha7 comes in and thirds, parties this. But the double knock onto Ghost is absolutely massive. I cannot understate this. Xenox doing so much work. But wait, the Molotov comes in. That's from Alpha7. They're trying to snipe the kills. These Molotovs are huge. Actually, no, it was Xenox. It was Xenox who threw it. Xenox able to get it down. Destiny gets eliminated as well. That's big as Reboot takes him out. So this is actually big for 19 Esports, Dave, as all their opponents are getting eliminated around them. Now it's just a 4v3.
Holy. Bayo in that shack trying to go for placement points. Might be able to get it. As now, Alpha looking to take out 19E.
And with that knock onto Xenox, this is the go sign they were waiting for. The nades.
Baby.
And then there was one. It wasn't a pure 4v3 because Bayo, you called it, Dave, looking for placement points. Bayo surviving. Ghost Gaming, the Battle of North America being won just that little bit longer. Opens the door, find one, but that's going to be it. Alpha7 take the winner chicken dinner here for this first game.
I love how Bayo at the end casually opened up the door like, hey, everybody, look at me.